Good morning. So today I got to figure out what the heck's going on. This side is 3/4 of an inch shorter from door to rear of quarter than the other side. I'm going to lift it up. I want to do some measuring on the frame, make sure it hasn't been damaged, and then I'm going to have to put some straight edges on the rockers and do a bunch of measuring, find out where the discrepancy is. I mean, it sounds like a big deal. I suppose it is. But this is the fun stuff. This is the stuff that makes the job challenging and interesting. All right. Seeing there's some issues, one of the things we usually check first before you build a car is have a look and make sure your frame's good, right? So I just want to do some basic diagonals, make sure it's not out of whack, keyed, twisted, make sure we're starting with a solid foundation. So I'll just pick a few spots to do some diagonals. Full length in these years, you could be a 1/4 inch out and be considered within spec. Right now, oh that's nice. I might have to wait for Mike, we'll see. Let's see how that works. So, I'm at 82 3/4. Yes. And you always check a few different reference points. You don't just go with one set. This one, bang on, 82 3/4. Okay. So, I do have a, well, I'll show you in a minute. But for now, I'll check the front on its own. I'm just looking for some other spots where I can grab a measurement. Ooh. Okay, right against the front edge of that hole to the edge of this hole, 85 1/4. So I've got a little kink in the tape, but I'm holding my finger in the same spot when I do the other side. And now again, I forget that measurement already. This is 84 1/4. I gotta double check that. 84 1/4. No. No. Okay. It's 85 1/4. And that's why we check different spots. So how did that hole line up? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need Mike to give me a hand with that. So using a different reference point and 2 different holes, I was finding quite a bit of difference. But I can't be 100% sure, so I gotta wait for Mike. I'm gonna show you a couple things here that you watch for on frames. Dig that. There's a big crack in the frame. Not a big crack, but it does go up to here. Now a convertible, lots of flex over the years. You know, the metal becomes fatigued. That could explain it. It is on the other side of the hole. Definitely a concern. We have to clean that up, find out why. You can see the crack on the outside of the frame. Again, not unusual, but we definitely have to fix it and maybe look a little deeper and find out why. This side does not have any cracks. We're seeing things like this floor support The cab mount goes right up through into the center of it. This side is sitting ahead 3/4 of an inch. But so is this side. Here's the center of the hole. So I'm just looking for any reason that my measurements on the sheet metal might be incorrect. Is one side kicked forward? You know, I'm even looking at the front body mounts up in here. It looks like the entire body is shifted forward on both sides equally. So that's not telling me anything that would give me that kind of discrepancy. On the good points, wow, these look really good, really good. I mean, this floor is actually in very good shape, except for a little bit up at the front here. And we have those other floor sections that we're gonna use to repair that. The other side looks fine, but I'm presuming if we blast it, we may find a couple of holes there. So I'm going to go to the back here now. Again, we can see the floor mount underneath the trunk is very rusty. The trunk floor we have coming will have new mounts, which is great, saves a lot of time. I mean, overall the center looks good, but that's not where they rot. It's up in here. You look at the bottom inner quarter, some of that's good. You look up at the inner where it's all been hammered up. Hard to see. We're getting some. Anyhow, there you can see it better. But we're changing that. So when Mike gets back tonight, we'll do some more measuring. There you have a better idea of how far ahead the body is sitting, but it's on both sides, right? So nothing here telling me why upstairs is so messed up, but I'm going to check that out right now. All right, got a weird one going on here. At first I had a bit of a snit and I cleaned up, so I got room to walk around and I can see what I'm doing. That's really important, especially when you're having difficulties. So this side, from the front of the car to the back, is measuring 3/4 of an inch shorter than the other side. That's a lot. So I'm going to try jacking this back. You know, if this had all come forward that far, we would expect a wrinkle like this, but we would expect some back here. Our trunk gap is still good. If this side only had come ahead, it wouldn't be square with nice gaps anymore. I'm guessing. Not guessing. That's how it is. So, right now, I want to push back at this point, this whole pillar, inside and outside. I don't want to push on the bottom of the A pillar, which is what we call that front pillar, front, because it's convertible. And if I push, there's a chance I could be leaning that whole thing forward. And I don't really want to do that. So by putting a clamp here, I don't think it's going to take much. I'm going to try to push this straight back, which it needs, but I thought it only needed to about here, not the whole freaking way. So we're going to find out. So I'll be watching the buckling in here. This is definitely going to buckle on me. I might have to put a big clamp on it, because that's a weak point now. But first, I put this so I can put my porta power against it, and I'm going to go push up here. Again, I don't think it'll take much, so this works. It doesn't always work when you're putting a tremendous amount of force on it. That's what I'll try. I'd like to get this figured out before Mike gets back, because obviously it's a bit concerning when you're not sure why something is out by a country mile. And I might have room. Let's see. Nope. So again, this is just going to slide up. So I'm going to put a vice grip around the top to stop it from sliding up and over. Yikes. Okay, grab a different one. Okay, this isn't going to work, but I'm going to try it. See what happens. Okay, start to move. So there's that. I'm going to have to weld a block onto that rocker panel. That's not working very well. Next trick. That's nuts. I gained 6/16. I don't have a buckle here yet. I'm shocked and amazed. And that's what Greg was suggesting. It's always good to have more ideas. Now, this is totally going to come back on me. So I'm going to try to beat on the kinks to make it stay. Keep going. Okay, I'm starting to bend just the top bit instead of moving everything. Check out my gaps. Yeah. Holy. Where's my tape? Just double check the other side to see what the magic number is. Right now I'm at 128 and 216. This side is 128. Well, then 6/16, which means 3/8, right? So I'm within 4/16, which is a 1/4 inch. That's still a lot, especially when it doesn't really want to move a bunch more. I'll try to have a little buckle here, so if I tap that in, it helps it stay back. Yeah, here's the tight one here. I mean, I got a lot of force on this. Whew. Try a little more. I'm actually going to release this, and I'm going to grab a bit lower and try to push right on the pinch weld where there's two layers. Then I can give it a little more force without bending things. Now watch it come back. That's a long ways. Okay, I might put a slot in a 2x4, maybe find a piece of channel. I'm not sure. But just for curiosity's sake. Okay, yeah, we know that's pretty weird. But we're actually not overlapping up here anymore, and we were. So I am gaining. Now I'm going to check this measurement again, because we measured yesterday from here to the body line, and see what improvements I have. So that is now 78 and a half. And this side is 79 even. So we've gained an honest 1/4 inch. So now I want to take out, I'm going to take out the tail lamp here and some chrome, because this has been hit, and I'm going to bump that back just because I want to know that I've pulled everything back that I can. I mean, I still have a decent trunk gap, but this corner definitely is pushed in, so that might be part of it. So I'll get rid of the tail light. It's actually fun stuff. It may be easier without Mike supervising me. It's way easier to try something that goes wrong when there's no other witnesses at the time, because you can never be sure what's going to work. Not on something like this. If I had a frame machine here, a rack, you know, I could glue weld a tab on here, and I could pull on it while I'm pushing at the front corner. The whole thing would move. Be fairly straight ahead. I suppose I could send it somewhere, but that's no big fun. Taillights are actually in good shape. He loves reusing ugly old scratched up lenses. I don't. We'll see if I can talk him into buying new stuff this time. It depends again. If we go patina finish, then yes, it doesn't hurt to have scratched up, dented moldings, all the rest of it. But if you're putting a high gloss finish on it, okay, I'm going to push it back some more. I'm going to do a push inner support. Move this over. It'd be a lot more, I would be more anxious to show all this if I knew if it was going to work or not. Yeah, like that. Yeah, we'll go in here. 45 1/4 is the benchmark. As it moves. Yep, 3/16. Will it stay? Okay, I'm going to do an overall out here. 1/8 of an inch from where I want to be right now. Close the door. Oh, look at that. I have gappage. That's cool. Okay. So we're on the right track. We're moving everything back together by pushing on this brace instead of just up here. This had to go a bit. Far up. More. Oh. Oh gosh, we're 45 and 5/8. That's 3/8 movement here. We're about bang on, within a 16th here. But it's not staying as yet. A little buckle in here. All right. Oh. Okay, getting rid of some more tension. We gained another 1/8. So that's good. Let's try another measurement from the door back. See if I'm improving. Oh my word. Just under an 1/8. Of course, it's going to come back a long way. I am tempted to go diagonally now, but I'm going to keep going here until something moves. There's a little buckle in the floor here I want to get rid of. Still have a little bit of a gap. It bounced quite a ways back. But I want to see where I'm at. We're headed in the right direction. Okay, still have a little bit of pressure released. I'm within 5/16. Wait a minute. 5/16. And we were 3/4, 12/16. So we gained 7. So that was pretty cool. But I want to bring this out. Now I could go straight across. Yeah. Wow, that's a tough one. This needs to go out. Jeez. You know, I'm going to do diagonal from down below, so I'm pushing this out as well as back. Because I want to be about here. Yeah. Okay. For my next trick, I'm just trying to find something so take up some slack. One more 2x4 would make me happier. Oh, it'd be nice to have another guy. Really? Son of a... Just for the heck of it. So the edge of the hole, 26 and 68. So I'll just keep going back and forth. Maybe win another one. Measure from. I want to make the door fit. It's a 1/4 inch. I could install that 1/4 and fudge it ahead an 1/8. Fudge this one back an 1/8. You know when it's freaking in. But I don't want to do that. So I'm going to try a big push on here. So what happens when I let it go? Watch it move. Wasn't so bad. What we got in the door? Okay, we have a door guide. Which overall. I hesitate to even check. Alright, I'm within an 1/8. And lots of times you move, I'm measuring from the door, not the front of the 1/4. I guess I'll measure from the cowl to my other reference point. I have 128 1/4. Is that good? Here's where you have to make a judgment call. I mean, I'm happy. I'd be a lot happier if it was bang on. I'm an 1/8 of an inch difference from the front of the cowl to a point back here. Now, I got to recheck my reference point. Maybe these holes aren't all drilled the same. So I'm going to measure from here. That doesn't work. Okay, from the edge of this chrome hole, 35 and 1/8. Anyhow, basically, I've got her. So this is all loose now. That's all right. I'll be happy when I gain that last 1/8 of an inch. That could take me a while. I'm going to play around and try to clean up some edges and do some more measuring just to make sure I'm good side to side. But that's the worst of it. And you know, it moves around so much. If I can brace it and then change the quarter and the inner, that gives the car some strength. Right now there just isn't any. I mean, if I had my new quarter and my inner, I could fit them on, push the car a 1/16 past where I want it, and start welding those pieces on. That would hold it. That's all it would take. So we're that close. And I got it done before Mike got by. Okay, after a few more golf words, a little dicking around. I mean, that's just clamped on there with a couple of clamps where we have a door gap of sorts. I've done my diagonals across the car. I'm happy. This is now in the right place. The quarter panel actually fits precisely around the back end. And it goes in to the door gap. Now I'm trimming off the front end of this particular panel with a very soft roll into the door jamb. So I'm going to trim that off and make my own gap. So that will be a pretty nice looking gap in there. The height's pretty good. I mean, I'm happy. What you will notice, he's had this sitting around for a long time. You look at all the freaking warblies. This is a very friendly quarter panel. Lots of waves. So I'm going to try to, before I weld it on, we'll see. I might run it through the wheel a little bit. We'll see what happens. But it's a nice panel. It's fixing so many issues. But I can't install it until I get the inner wheelhouse. I've got to have that. Then I'll brace the car so it can't move around on me while I weld that inner on and do a couple of repairs in there. But basically, I'm a pretty happy guy now. I was actually scratching my head a bit. And between Mike and Greg and myself, lots of different ideas got thrown out and we figured it out. So I'm a pretty happy guy right now. This is great and perfect timing, end of the day.